You're listening to Radio August, Dark Nights with Poe
and Munro. You're so mean to me. Bye, Poe.
So you're not planning on leaving anytime soon?
Am I a suspect, Mr. Pope?
Yes, I'd like to report a kidnapping, please.
Stay with me, Alice.
Yeah.
Comfortable?
Murderer.
Radio August is my home now, and I'll do anything to protect it.
Did you fall asleep?
And we're back. Did you miss us?
Dark Nights.
With Poe and Munro.
All right, we're all on stream now. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for being on the show. You have no idea. This is a little thrill for me. First question I have, though, because I just got to get this out of the way, because this seems to be a trend with interactive movies as of late. Tim, is there any nudity in this new one?
No.
I have to ask, as a live streamer of these games, I have been accidentally surprised a couple of times on stream.
Not intentionally. No,
Not intentionally, got it.
No.
So be an accidental thing.
Yeah, no, we're fine.
Good. Got to keep it safe for the kiddos. So why don't we just start talking about Poe and Munro then? I don't know, whoever wants to take the helm on. So what's the plot of this one that you can divulge, and where does it fall in the timeline of Shapeshifting Detective? It's a prequel. So before all of the events happen. So you don't need to play Shapeshifting Detective necessarily to understand what's going on in this one.
But I'd recommend playing it as well.
Oh, of course. You hear that? Yeah. Absolutely. Well, they're familiar with my community if they've been around a lot. I think I played that one 3 times in a row, back to back. So much so, didn't Tim come into my chat and go, seriously, are you still playing this? Like, haven't you been?
And
is this the only thing you're going to play?
Did you get different endings each
time?
I
did. I got lucky and got a different one each time. I was told I was extremely lucky for my first roll through.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
But
so, go ahead.
There's different endings to the episodes here. You've got 6 different episodes. It's all going to ship at the same time. You can replay them. Most of the time, it's definitely worth doing that. Get a different ending, get a different set of kind of films and videos. And each one is like its own kind of twisted tale, really. So although you play them all in the order that we've said, because essentially the radio station starts off, it's not doing very well. And then it kind of, we look at Poe and Munro's relationship, really. and whether that's going to stay or break down before we get into Shapeshift. Because if you've played Shapeshift, then things happen, stuff happens in Shapeshift. So
depending on the choices you make.
Weird and wonderful things.
Lots.
But yeah, there's a kind of through line between the episodes, but you can actually they're somehow linked, but you can just play them individually as well.
Oh, so when you said they're all shipping together, so is that something you get to choose on the main menu, which episode that you can play first? Maybe you have to play through it all the way once?
You have to play through it in order to begin with.
Okay.
And then you can pick any episode and go back, yeah. So that's because we've got a few recurring storylines that it makes more sense for them to happen in order.
Oh, for sure. But if you want to go back and say just replay chapter 2 to get maybe a different outcome, after you've played through that one, you could just start at any place that you want to, just to see if you can go all the way through.
Definitely. Yeah. Like I said, it's worth playing them probably two or three times if you can take it. But obviously, play the whole thing through at least once.
Yes.
And also the game.
Maybe not on the same day. Just give it
I can't make that promise.
So different episodes have different gameplay elements as well, so it's not all going to be the same. It's mainly the same, but like we say, we've got a deca page that we break into. The gameplay's different there. We may have a kind of few fun games in the middle, but nothing too complicated. Don't get worried.
No, it's okay. As long as it's not a hardcore puzzle.
No,
it's not just the gameplay elements. I think even the genres are quite diverse. I mean, they're all obviously quite dark. That's the theme. But I mean, it's you have in one of the episodes more like a crime drama where we're solving a crime, and some of the others are more horror or thriller, and some there's even romance. So it's quite diverse, I would say.
Hear that right there, a little romance going on. Well, so you kind of mixed it up throughout all of the different episodes on how the gameplay is presented. You always did do very unique with that kind of stuff, I have to say.
Well, yeah, we wanted a different story, so 6 episodes, 6 kind of completely different stories. Hopefully, we've got one you like.
Out of all 6 of them, I'm sure we will.
6 at least.
We'll lie to you regardless. No, that make you feel better. We'll just tell you it's amazing anyway. So is there anything about the plot that stands out that you're able to maybe tell us a little bit about today? Because I definitely want to avoid spoilers, even for myself. Maybe for someone who's not familiar at all with your games.
Well, overall, it's basically, I guess, the biggest thing is you can kind of maybe split Poe and Munro up by the end, depending on what the decisions are you've made going all the way through. So that's probably the overarching kind of their relationship is the overarching thing. Each individual episode, I mean, like I said, they're different stories, so they all have their own endings. But overarching, it's about them. It's about about Poe and Munro, the 2 characters, really. So it was nice to see them kind of. It was good. They came alive on set. We'd already done it as Shapeshift, so they already kind of knew the characters a bit, and then they got to see a lot more of the background of those characters in what we'd put in the script. So, and probably made up their own stuff that they didn't tell me about, probably.
Hey, but that's your right to take credit for.
Yeah, but, I mean, from an actor's perspective, it's been a wonderful opportunity to actually go deeper into the characters and just things that were just hinted at in the Shapeshifting Detective were now fully fleshed out, and that's very exciting when you get that chance as an actor to just you really make the character much more complex. Yeah, was before. So
I don't know. I thought you 2 were adorable together on there, so I'm pretty excited to get to have more Poe and Munro in my life. I really did, and I loved it when you guys wasn't it you 2 that did a live version of actually playing Shapeshifting Detective? Yeah, and that. I think I kept whispering Tim, I'm like, are they going to get to this part? Because they've got to play this part live on stream. Are they gonna? Did they make that decision? I had so much fun with that. You're always so creative in promoting that. Are we going to have more stuff like that for Poe and Munro? Like you've done interactive trailers. You've done live of Dr. Decker. Like where can we go now to do this?
There's a lot more stuff to do, yeah. We're planning on going a lot of weird places, but, for fun. Just to see if people like new ways delivering stuff, yeah. It's fun, isn't it? I mean, isn't that what gaming's about? Having fun. So
Absolutely.
yeah, exactly. So we clearly have a bit too much fun making these other things up, but hopefully it kind of spreads the joy.
Yeah, they're just ingenious. I honestly say I've never played an interactive trailer before until.
Oh yeah, that was
until
quite
that.
new as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think you guys were involved in that also. I can't remember the website right now, but I had never even heard of it before, and that was awesome.
Yeah, EKO.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I didn't know if I was cutting you off.
No, EKO. No, that's the name of the website with the interactive thing.
Oh, yeah. They do a lot of those on there. That was really fun. So Leah, is this the first time you've done anything for a video game like shape-shifting as well as this one? How is it transitioning from like stage work into video games? Are you a gamer?
No, I'm not a gamer. The closest thing I came to it was I had a Game Boy Color that I used to play Sabrina on.
Yeah.
Which was pretty much it. That's kind of where it started and where it ended. I haven't really got that much experience in acting for stage. I trained in dance originally, like a musical theatre.
Nice.
I went to a dance college. So for me, this has been a totally new experience. Like, I don't have anything to compare it to because I haven't done anything else.
Was this something that you had found on your own to audition for, or is this something like an agent finds for
Casting
you?
websites.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And for you, I know, Klemens, you wear a lot of hats to be a working actor. It's probably the same as over here. You want to be a working actor, you got to be willing to do industrials and presenter works and voiceover.
Absolutely,
and
yes.
I saw
And
mocap also on your.
And you can squeeze creativity out of anything in acting. I mean, you don't have to look at it. Oh, it's this genre or that genre. You at the end of the day, you're playing characters, and you can have a lot of fun with playing characters, even if it's for corporate and industrial. Because you're portraying someone, and that can be a lot of fun, and it can be fulfilling.
And your own little secret.
But the specific thing about full motion video games, the exciting thing is that it kind of, in particular in Shapes and Objective, for us, for Leah and myself, we were doing voice acting and screen acting, which is a great combination. Mm-hmm. So that was a lot of fun to do both in the same production, because often it's kind of separate usually. Right. So that was fun.
The day you can show up in your pajamas to work, so that's the good day when you're doing the voiceover, right? And then the other days where you have to look great on screen. So both of you are also singers, you were saying. Did you take full advantage of that, Tim, in the game? God, I hope. See, I'm going to keep asking questions they can't tell me now.
No, there's definitely a few bars of a song in there, yeah. Yeah, and then we did the vocal afterwards. So
I would not call myself a singer. I'm just going to put that out there now. I studied musical theatre, but I cried every time I had to sing. So don't expect me to be a good singer, because I will just say now, I am not a singer.
But did you have fun? Oh.
I did not have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind it. It was what it was. Do you know what I mean? I'm not being like, it wasn't like the most fun I ever had. But at the same time, I didn't hate it. So like.
This is the part you just got to get through. Because I mean, I'm not a singer either, but I love trolling chat with me singing at any time I can.
I sing all the time, but I just, as soon as someone's like, let's record it, I'm like, no, thank you.
This is just for me in the shower. Thank you very much.
Even in public.
Well, I mean, the cool thing about Poe and Munro, Darkness of Poe and Munro, was that we got to do so many different things. We got to do dance as well.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure how much ends up of dancing, but I mean, so we were dancing, we were singing, and running around. There were a lot of interesting different elements to it.
Yeah, it seems like at this one you get to break free from just inside the rooms, right? You get to go outside and did a little bit of filming this time as well. That had to feel good.
Yeah. We had so many interesting locations.
Studio, we were like, what is this place outside?
Vitamin D. Yeah.
I mean, we did have quite a lot of radio scenes as well. It's kind of the framework of a lot of the episodes is starting in the radio studio, and where we kind of having our show, and then we go out there into the big wide world, solve crimes and things like that. So we still have a lot of scenes in the studio, but I mean that's what people want to see as well here as well. But we had a lot of exciting locations, museum, library, and so on. So it's very diverse.
So this is a much bigger project than would you say than the last two that you did as far as location scouting?
Yeah, no, this one's massive compared to the last two. I mean, it doesn't run as long, runtime wise, but yeah, in terms of everything else, production budget, locations, everything has been bigger. But it's just because there's more people on screen at the same time, kind of more drama to catch and all that stuff. So it's been a learning curve for us because we didn't think it was going to be that big. I think when we started, we said 10 to 12 days, and it's 26 production days. This is. So the edit's going to take a lot longer, and not kind of like come in for an hour. That's a production day, like 10 to 12 hours for production day. So quite long ones.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's probably one of the best looking ones we've done because of all of those extra locations and things. And it's nice to give everyone a new experience with it. Hopefully, from us anyway, because we don't normally kind of go for these kind of things and. Just normally just sat at a couch. That's our fixed location.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been nice, kind of letting them out.
Let them out of the
cinematic.
Yeah, and also we don't spend more than a couple of days with the same actor normally. Unless they really bad at developments. I don't have to go over. I don't know, but no, we don't normally spend more than a couple of days. So it's been different in that respect because we've had everybody in for that many days as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it they say? Familiarity breeds contempt. Yeah. So that's what's happened.
All the things that we can't talk about right now.
25 days, so,
Spending a lot of time together, I would imagine. Yes, yeah. Spending a lot of time together. Well, hopefully you're just as adorable.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good being able to talk to them, and get to know them a bit better.
Yeah.
We had 1 week in just one location in like a large cottage. So we got a lot of scenes done there. So that was a very creative week. So that was kind of at the center, the core of the production schedule. So that's kind of in the middle. It was like in September, so it was kind of in the middle. A lot done.
That's cool.
A lot done.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it because it does seem a little bit more ambitious than the last two as far as where everything goes and with the location wise. And as you're playing the game, did we lose Tim?
Yeah, he looks like he's thinking a lot. I think you might have lost him.
We can try to move on a little
what
bit.
To say.
Or we could just all stare at him for a while. Okay, well, we can move on to some other questions then, and then if Tim pops back in here, we can keep on moving right there. But so I am curious, though, with doing the voice over work, what was it that made you choose German as a second language, Klemens? Is it just the area that you live in? That's your first language? You're from? Is it really?
I grew up in Germany, yeah. So, yeah.
I would have guessed from the accent, and maybe I'm just not that trained, that England would have been motherland, and then...
Well, I try to kind of get away with the British accent whenever it's needed, but I have to kind of concentrate really hard to get the accent right when it's the British accent. So with German, no problem, but yeah, it's... I think in German and English, so it's a big mess.
Oh my gosh. That's really interesting to me. I wouldn't have guessed that was your homeland. Are you from there also then, Leah? Are you in England?
Yeah, no, I'm from the UK.
Oh, he's coming back. Thank you, Tim. Oh, this is kind of funny. Everyone's getting shuffled around.
Really old sci-fi movie with the background blurred.
You've all changed positions for me on screen now.
Yeah, it did over here too, which is kind of funny.
I didn't.
It's live, people. This is what can you expect?
Look, I'm gonna blur my background. This is what it looks like.
Now I have Leah on there twice as I try to get Tim back.
I said some really cool stuff, like really cool kind of, spoiler stuff, and then I think it probably claps just before that. So
that sounds about right.
That doesn't happen.
All of those things. No, we could see you just sitting there like.
I haven't moved.
Yeah, I could tell you were like, I don't want to do too much in case they still see me, and we did for a while.
Did you hear me swear? No, that's all right. Okay.
No, I didn't hear you say anything, but I saw you biting your lip, and I could tell you were like, "Oh, it's about to go. It's about to go." So.
Sorry.
Well, no, please, by all means, it's here to listen to you guys talk. They hear me all the time, so if there's anything you just want to shout out there, I'll just shut up and let you take the helm there. They listen to me all the time. So then, why don't we talk a little bit about this Dr. Decker version that I saw on Steam? There was a picture we saw of Leah with Dr. Decker, and that's new to me. She was not in that one.
Well, does Leah want to take that?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what to say. I'll ruin it because I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say.
You can say whatever you want.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Ending.
I was going to say, or is this like a free DLC thing that we're going to be having here in the future? Or how do we get our hands on that?
No, it happens inside an episode. So during an episode, things happen inside in one of the episodes. That much I can tell you. Leah plays a new character for that particular sequence
in the Deckerverse.
In the Deckerverse. Yeah. So
see, even you're panicking about what to say. See?
He wanted just to be able to blame you later if something bad happened, I think.
Interesting, though, is to hear what you thought about the difference between filming Decker and the way that they're kind of preset responses, a lot like Shapeshift, and Poe and Munro. Did you feel a massive difference between, acting in both of those?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Sorry. Did I feel a difference between the acting?
Was it different for you?
Acting.
Right. Was it different for you acting in Decker than Poe and Munro? What differences did you find? Because obviously you got other people to work off and all that kind of thing.
I mean, it was what it was. I don't really know what to say.
Was it more like looking directly into the camera?
I don't want to be like, oh, I turn up and do my job, but essentially, you just do your job. I don't really know what to say.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which do you prefer? Did you prefer one? Yeah.
I don't prefer either of them because they're different, and I don't think they can be compared.
I feel like it would be much different having to act directly into a camera as opposed to having somebody else to play off of. Because I would imagine he's not giving you anything behind the camera to help you out. Me might be. I don't know.
He tries. No, he does. He always tries. He tries to do something. Whether it works or not is a different matter entirely.
I'm
joking.
I was gonna say, did the actor bug not bite Tim? Is that what you're saying?
Do you know what? He's actually really good on set with that. He acts it out really well, and then he's like that, and I'm like, oh, okay, do my job.
Act. Is that what they say? Be my props on stage. Do it for me.
Talking props.
Yes.
That's what I say. We're talking props.
What did you prefer, Klemens? Do you prefer Shapeshift? Do you have a preference for?
It's a different experience, just in terms of the acting, because it's all two camera with Shapeshift, and the VO. There's obviously a lot more VO in Shapeshift as well than in Poe and Munro. So a lot more screen acting for Poe and Munro, a lot more kind of cinematic acting, a lot more kind of scenes where you actually move around. You have different camera angles and things like that. So it's quite different. But I enjoy both. I mean, I wouldn't say one or the other is better because and also as the gamer, you have a different experience as well, playing a game that's a bit more like a film. In the sense that Poe and Munro, we have a lot of you can see it as a film where you make choices. Where with Shapeshift, perhaps it's more gamey in the sense that you have to choose different things to say, like in a traditional adventure game. But we do, interestingly enough, we do have those kind of adventure elements. Which I enjoyed filming those, the ones where you pick different objects and then we say things about these objects. It's very kind of traditional. Yeah. Even though we have this kind of cinematic FMV, we still have like really traditional things in there as well. So we have for different gamers, we have different things as well.
Well, that's got to be fun too. Like your different takes. We're actually using all these. You're like, now we get to do this choice with this thing. It's a different take. You're doing kind of the same thing, but.
Yes, that as well, and that's what's interesting, and that's was one of the main differences to traditional screen acting is that we get to do we get to play out the scenes, all the different choices. So we get to kind of explore a different way of doing something and getting from one place to another in the narrative.
How many liberties did he allow you all with the script to kind of play with it?
Loads.
Oh, I like to hear that, actually. I really love that.
Basically, if we didn't like it, I'd be like, look, this isn't working for me. He'd be like, why not? And I'd be like, this is why. And he'd be like, okay, what would be better for you? And I'd be like, this. And he'd be like, okay, let's see what happens. We'll do it both. And then we just take the best one.
Yeah, but we weren't allowed to mess around with the branching, with the narrative branching.
That's got to be harder to maneuver around.
Linda and Tim are really good writers, so we're hands off with that, because we didn't want to kind of be like, oh, how about they get another choice here, because that's not our place. So we did have with the dialogue, yes, we had some input, but it's the whole structure of it is really well thought out and really complex in terms of sometimes you have these choices and they lead to the same. It's a question of how you get there to this kind of anchor point within the narrative, but then you also have this choice that really what's going to happen is different. So you have these differences between the choices. So we didn't mess with that because that was really well thought out by Tim and Linda. So we didn't mess with that.
And gamers are really astute at picking up anything that doesn't fall in a timeline. So if you were given liberties with something about a branching narrative and it didn't add up, I could just imagine the Twitter storm now. Why did they get to do that? I just envisioned Tim and Linda like in the basement with what big drawing board with like all these yarn strings across it, trying to get everything to connect up and do all those different things. That's got to be a challenge to try to think of.
It is one of the hardest bits is writing it to make sure it doesn't, completely fall on its face when you play it. But we use ink anyway, and we have done for the last couple. So it's something where you get to play it like a choose your own adventure type book. So you get to see it very early on, just from a text point of view anyway. Mm-hmm. So you can work out how bad it is or if it plays really well. But it's really good for prototyping early, to work out whether it's going to be fun later on. Hopefully, after these guys have done their job and put all that energy into the lines into the bad lines we've given them. So
I'm sure it's great. They just got done saying they're brilliant writers, Tim and Linda.
We're not cast.
True. I wouldn't have done this project if I didn't know you were good writers.
So I also noticed that you did a voiceover for Murder Mystery Flexi Party. Did that happen before or after shapeshifting?
That was during.
During.
Oh.
Yeah. During Poe and Munro.
Because obviously we were filming from July to October, so it was quite a long stretch. So yeah, that was one of the jobs during that timeline. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. So we're gonna have a new Murder Mystery Flexi Party coming out for Christmas.
It's already out.
Oh, it's already out. Nice. So I know that this game is planning to release. So you said Q1 next year. On PC for sure. Any plans for a console release for this one, like you did with the Switch?
Yeah, definitely. It's just going to be split, I should imagine. Mm-hmm. Mainly because once the PC code's finished, it takes a month or so to get through consoles. And if there's any problem with it, they bounce it. Mm-hmm. So you either just have to kind of stack them all together so that you get one release date, or you let PC have it first, or PC and Mac and hopefully Linux at some point. So yeah, but definitely PC and Mac will be the first hit. We've already seen it kind of run up on Switch and stuff. We got some dev boxes here for those things. So we'd definitely be doing that. We haven't decided yet whether Wales Interactive may still do the console port. We're not sure. We're not really sure where we are, whether we're going to do that or not. But they're lovely guys. They say if we need the help, they'll do it. If we want to go it on our own, they're fine with that as well. So it's cool. We got options, but yes, it should certainly be on the console at some point.
It's always best to have options.
Right. And I know there's a lot of people who obviously want it on their gaming platform of choice. As a PC gamer, I'm already content. it's coming out on PC, and like I'm good, but I want everybody else to be able to get to play it as well. So I always like to ask that. So, and you just kind of mentioned Wales. That was something I wanted to ask you about, because I know we were talking about that on the podcast last time you were gracious enough to be on, about how the relationship between you and Wales Interactive came to be. And I really loved it. And I didn't know if you'd like to share that with everyone here, because I'm a fan of them as well.
How the relationship started.
Yeah, like how did Wales and Davekki team come to coexist together so nicely?
Oh, well, I mean, David Banner, or Di, at Wales Interactive, he just emailed me one day and said that they loved the Infection Matters Dr. Decker. We'd already released it on Steam ourselves, and he said, "Can we put it onto the consoles for you?" And I was like, "Okay, what's the catch? What's the catch?" So there wasn't really a catch, really. It's just like a revenue split, and they were happy to kind of port it for us onto the various consoles. And we thought, well, we thought we were going to sell 3 copies when we released Decker, so we didn't have any plans really to kind of go into consoles or anything. So yeah, I mean, Wales took it then. But I went down and saw the guys. Lovely guys. I mean, we went to EGX just recently as well. And I met up with them again there. I mean, Leah and Klemens, we had some fun there.
Did you all get to go?
Yes.
Yeah. They can vaguely remember it. And the
it's a haze.
Yeah, the party afterwards had like a free bar, the after party thing. But Wales again. The guys from Wales were at the same hotel as me in London, so we kind of stayed up until it had gone 2:30 in the morning, and we're all slumped at the hotel bar. Still drinking. So yeah, I get on really well with those guys. They're really,
where the starving artists belong. Slumped over at the bar. Yeah.
I'd already drunk.
No more starving after Poe and Munro.
I've never been to one of those. So is it like a kind of like a gaming convention?
It's basically, they've got loads and loads of games in the main halls, and you can go and play them. So they're already set up for you to go and see. I guess a lot of it is for the general public to go and just see what's going on. We were kind of sat in the side halls talking to journalists and things, got some meetings lined up for Poe and Munro. So that's mainly what we were doing. But it was still, it didn't feel as much of a work day as normal, because we weren't trying to bang in 50 pages in a day. Right. So we just got to kind of talk and hang out a bit, and then we went to dinner afterwards.
It was a nice distraction from the busy filming schedule.
So it was a nice little break in the between, like this was happening while you guys were still creating Poe and Munro.
Yeah, I think we had like 3 days of filming, like right after.
Oh, wow.
3 days after.
So very new. Still didn't have anything to demo then out there for them.
No, but we had
we had the trailer. Yeah, we had the trailer.
Excellent. So have you two, Leah or Klemens, have you ever been recognized out in public from Shapeshifting Detective?
No.
No, not from...
No? Never ran into that one gamer nerd on the street that was like, hey.
No, unfortunately not.
Well, I think after these come out, you're probably going to run into that more. Maybe you need to come over here. I know a lot of FMV nerds that would just like totally fall over themselves to be like, look at who it is in the video game. Yeah. That would be me, but I would be very nice about it. And try my hardest anyway. Was there like a token or a prop or anything that maybe you stole from set to remember by, Tim?
Me?
No, earmuffs, so they can tell me if they stole anything from set to remember the game by.
Just all the food every day.
Nice.
Yeah, there was always a lot of food to choose from. Well, we did, because we're thinking there's going to be perhaps there's going to be a season 2, so we need all the props. Let's not take anything. Let's leave all the props with Tim and Linda. So
if
they
you
have them in
come
a
back
safe
to
place.
season 2, I feel like that would have been an easy slide back in the box. Oh, it's weird how that just showed back up.
I mean, I took a pair of pajamas, but to be fair, they gave them to me.
Oh, well, that doesn't count.
If I want something, I just say, "Can I have it?" And they say yes, because they just do.
Pajamas are life, though, so I feel like that's almost like the best gift I could
They were
have been
like
given.
jammies, and we had 2 pairs of them, obviously for filming. So I kept one.
The what pajamas? Stunt pajamas?
Stunt pajamas.
Well, in case they got
you
ripped
just...
or...
I was like, what the crap
yeah.
are you doing in the game in pajamas that, like... Your stunt
Yeah,
work.
that's from
They're in bed the whole time.
episode 2. That's a scene with a lot of where the players could make a lot of interesting choices there in terms of violence and things like that. So definitely there was some definite stunt work going on.
But also the pajamas are cute, So
Are they the ones that we saw in the trailer?
yeah, they are.
Okay, yeah, no, those are adorable. I'd want to take those home too. Yeah.
And we got some mugs as well, some Poe and Munro merch, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, well yeah, of course we got these.
Got your coffee mug there. Yep. I saw those on there. When can we get our hands on those?
Oh.
Plus he has the Poe mug.
Do you each have your own?
Yeah,
So
she's
they got the Monroe
Yeah,
and
mine's in London. I'm not in London at the moment, and my mugs are there.
Oh, okay. I believe you. I didn't think you'd throw it away.
And also, I'm not having a tea. I'm having a beer. So glass.
Cheers, man. I'm still on coffee. I should have started on beer, but this might have been a big old mess if I started on beer. Just to let you know, I'm already a little too.
Still time.
Well, I mean, it's afternoon for me, so it's not like it would be ridiculous. And it's Saturday. There's still time to ruin the rest of my day. Why not? What was your favorite moment on set?
Oh, that's a good question. Favorite moment. There were a lot of interesting moments, like what I just mentioned, the stunts we had to do to do some fight scenes in that episode. So those were interesting to do. They're very difficult to do, but I think we did really well. We got them done fairly quickly, but that was very interesting, and hopefully people will enjoy seeing them. People think they were realistic, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Are either of you trained in that? Doing like stunt work or
a little bit of stage fighting a little bit. Do martial arts as well. So but we didn't end up with bloody noses or anything. We did all right.
That's good. I mean, it sounds like you were on a strict schedule though. Bloody nose or not, let's figure it out. Get back in front of the camera. We got time is money. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. I think we probably would have got more done if it was more like that.
Like this.
Oh no, do what you want, have a chat, relax, enjoy yourselves. And he's like, oh wait, we need to make a game.
Oh yeah, we are here to do something. That's for the slumped over at the bar later on after you're done. Once you're done with all of that. I think we've actually already covered most of the ones that I wanted to know. I mean, unless there was some like really bad, embarrassing moment you'd love to share, because human nature, we love to hear the follies of others.
I wouldn't mind saying about there was one part where Klemens, this isn't a bad thing. No, it's just you said about favorite moments, and we'd already shot outside in the car all these scenes that we needed to do, but we'd lost light while we were doing it. So when we got into the edit, there was no way that we could really edit them together. So we needed to reshoot some of the stuff, but it was on a day where we had another actor in playing Vincent, and basically we asked Klemens if he'd body double for this other actor, and he put on his shirt and everything. It was just like moving outside the car, swaying, trying to look like the guy that had been there the day before. So whilst Leah was delivering a line, so that was quite. I like that. It was like he was taking one for the team. It's camera. He's trying to
the thing is, most people probably I doubt people will notice that. Only we know how it was made. I mean, that's the magic of filmmaking. You kind of get away with a lot of things.
You should have said it.
What's that?
Now they're going to be looking like, is that the same height?
Character, so everyone's going to know that it's happening now. So they are going to know.
Leah got a splinter as well. I remember that. That was a good day.
When did I get splinter?
When you were wearing the pajamas during the fight scene.
I don't remember.
Was that her body double?
The only injury sustained.
Maybe she don't remember.
Yeah, it's in the injury book. Yeah.
I feel like that's when you've made it, when they bring on a double for you on set, right? You're not having to do your own.
I just for myself. I want to be badass.
But you don't want to stand there while they're doing the lighting. Like, that's the boring stuff, right? You just go send someone in who's got the same hair color, about the same height, while I go sit and do nothing while it's all done. So let me see. Now, I know you guys, I sent you some like kind of weird questions for like the did you know weird facts that'll pop up on screen here from time to time. How would you feel if I asked just a couple now, just for funsies?
Why not?
Yeah, you got the answers if you know.
No, I actually came up with new ones.
Yeah,
Oh,
you-
okay.
Gotta keep it fresh for them
Nice.
all. This could be a horrible idea, or it could be gold. I'm willing to see live. I don't know about you guys, but so first question: if you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done, Leah?
I think it'd be something like really ridiculous, like I've accidentally broken into a zoo and stolen an animal and killed it or something.
I would love to know how that accidentally happened, though. I would love to hear the story.
Anything, if I were to get arrested, it would be for something really, really extreme that happened accidentally.
It was just outside of its cage. I thought it was for all of us.
Well, I probably tried to break it out because it looked sad or something, and I was like, I'm gonna give it a new home, and then it like attacked and killed like 6 people, and then I'd be like, I'm so sorry, but I'm also not sorry because it looks so sad.
It could have been research for a video game, because there's like, it's very popular now to have games. There's like a game about zoos and animals. They're very popular. So it's just research.
That's
To
true.
say it's research. It's research for an acting part.
It's just giving you a good excuse. What about you, Klemens?
Let me think about that. I don't know.
I don't
Maybe-
think I would ever be arrested ever.
That's why it's a hypothetical.
There's stories where people get arrested when they do filming because it looks so realistic. So hopefully that's the only time I ever get arrested, is when the scene we're doing is so real that people will be like, members of the public will be like, what's going on over there? Someone getting attacked or something, and it's actually seen in the film, and it's like, oh, it happens all the time.
I was gonna say, with doing indie film work, that has to happen with all the looky-loos. Like, what are they doing over there? Tim?
Murder. Probably just flat
They would
murder.
just straight up assume he killed a man. Got
Okay,
it.
straight
All
to-
right.
Yeah,
Linda's like, he's been trying to snap for so long. It's just what it has to be. The one day he didn't have a pen and paper to write down the angst. Yeah, just went on for it. Let's see. What would be the coolest animal to scale up to the size of a horse? I'm assuming we're going tiny.
Do you know what a water bear is?
I don't.
What's
A
a
water
Well, you have
bear?
to do- A water bear. It's a tiny microscopic animal that kind of lives in moss and stuff. But you get that. It's pretty cute.
Yes.
Put that size of horse, why
But
not?
is it furry?
A
It probably
ferret?
would be that size. Yeah.
That would be kind of scary too.
But it
Scary
lives
too.
in moss, so how can it be furry?
Water bear, and also it's like one of those organisms that can live through almost everything, like space, or just stick them on the moon. Water
Like the
bear.
last ones to survive an apocalypse would be roaches and water bears.
Yeah.
The size of a horse water bear, yeah.
Yeah, the size of a horse water bear, fair
Right.
for sure.
It will continue in space.
Yeah.
See, I think I would go for something that flies, just because that would be scary and beautiful all at the same time. It's like a hummingbird all of a sudden the size of a horse. That would freak me out too.
Beat my dog Benji, because then I can ride him like a horse, and it'd be great.
There you go. See?
He's making a cameo appearance today.
Yeah, so he's chilling in the background.
No, it's okay. Cute
He
little
likes to hang
puppets.
out with me all the time.
And on live on stream, everybody's all about people's animals anyway. They'd probably rather us just do a cam on our dogs and cats than they would on ourselves anyway, especially cats, because cats win the internet. You know, like, it's the only thing we look up for. What's your most impressive go-to meal that you can cook?
Most impressive.
I can make a pizza.
Not out of a box, or?
Not out of the box. No, make it from scratch.
There you go. That's actually a pretty good talent. Mine's 100% out of a box or delivered to my door. Every time I have a pizza. I'm going to take that look as Tim's like, I don't cook.
I do. I actually do a lot of cooking.
Oh,
but-
you cook for us as well. One
Yeah.
day.
Oh, home cooked
Film it,
food.
yeah.
I kind of like Chinese stir fry type stuff, kind of
Mhm.
like anything like that, bean sprouts, chicken, and soy sauce, all the really bad stuff for you. Yeah.
We only live once.
Make
up.
it worth it.
Not
make
in
it
Dark
worth it.
Nights with Poe and Munro. People are coming back to life in that one.
It's true.
After his cooking, it all went well.
Yeah, there's definitely food in Poe and Munro as well. So. And,
Everyone
and
survived.
Leah definitely cooks. Just
Just
I
too
haven't
many
done it,
impressive
but
things.
I've heard of it. I've heard of
In
it.
Poe and Munro.
There's a rumor.
No, just in general. I'm pretty sure I cooked for you a lot when we
A
were
lot
away.
of impressive food though. I cook a lot, but I don't do impressive foods.
See, I'm impressed if anybody just has like 1 to 2 recipes that are like legit memorized. So if somebody stopped by the house, you're like, I can.
Go along.
What's that?
Like, I just make things up as I go along. So like whatever's in the fridge, I'm gonna make up a meal from it. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna make a meal from it. And sometimes it's
That's
edible.
creative.
Or you eat enough till you're not hungry anymore, and then you can call it a day at
I'm
least.
just too lazy to go to the shop. That's all it is. I don't want to leave the house.
I'm with you there. I'm like, it's probably scary how often I can stay holed up in this room and be left alone to my own devices with no human contact and still kind of be sane on the rest of the days of the week. I mean, I guess that's all relative to who you ask for that. But all right. And last really dumb question. How many chickens do you think it would take to kill an elephant?
How are they killing the elephant?
I would just say pecking them to death
Oh.
until it rains and they drown.
Oh, I don't know.
You give it a few years, and then one is enough.
Give it a few years and one is enough. Perfect.
Because elephant skin really, 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 really thick. So I think just to get through the elephant's skin, I think you'd need like. It depends on the size of the elephant as well. Maybe how old the elephant is, because obviously if it's older, maybe it's got tougher skin, so it's going to require more chickens.
And probably got enough gruff to just start whapping him out of the way with his.
If I was an elephant and a chicken tried to come at me, I would just stand on it.
Oh, that's a good. I think I would just scream and run the other direction.
For an FMV game with choices, like what's
exactly.
the chicken gonna do?
I'm feeding you new choices for the next one.
Gonna trample on the chicken. Yeah, there's lots of choices there.
It's a budget though. The budget's gone up there.
CGI chickens, baby.
You have to travel, yeah.
You need to get Leah to steal one from the zoo.
Exactly.
The elephant. Yeah.
Well, I think my parents are getting chickens again because we used to have chickens and ducks.
I see this coming together actually quite nicely.
But I don't know if you can afford my chickens.
It's got like a dark theme as well, like violent. So yeah. Who needs actors who have kind of animals?
Animal wrangler. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to treat them good. They got to be happy. And I think I know the answer to this one already, but would you rather be forced to dance every time you heard music or be forced to sing along to any song you heard for the rest of your life?
Dance.
Singing along for me.
Yeah.
I prefer using my voice than my body.
I thought it would be a clean sweep on sing, but now that I know there's more dancer in there, I can see that.
Voice as well.
You could just be your own little band.
I think also, I'm not being funny, but exercise is super boring. Dancing along just because you have to. Like, you'll always be on your feet. You'll always be in shape. You'll always look great. So actually, it's a no-brainer for me.
That's a really good reason, actually, right there.
It's so logical.
I like Just Dance. See, that's how we can get you into gaming. Have you ever heard of the game Just Dance, Leah?
No.
So it's exactly how it sounds. They'll put like pop music on there, and then you just do the movements, and you get scored based on how well you do it. So that could be a fun game to get you into. That or Zumba.
Yeah, do you want to play that live? We can stream that.
There you go.
I don't think it's going to promote the game, though. It's just going to be like, hey, look at this weird ginger girl making an edit of herself.
But people would watch, I'm telling you. Just play the trailer like in the corner. They would have such a good time.
In the background, everyone's going to love it.
Just keep yelling your name like Monroe. No.
Dark Knights.
No. Yeah, Dark Knights. And then you two could sing it in the back. Okay, seriously. I want to see all of these things now, even if it's just for funsies for me. So looks like we've only got
ideas for musical, like FMV musical, right?
There you go. Have you thought of that? I know it has to have murder involved.
Well, yeah, no, we have thought of FMV musical. Definitely, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, it's one of the things we would like to do, but I think it probably depends how this one song gets received.
Okay, so we're waiting to see.
No pressure, but yeah.
I mean, if I was you, I'd probably just hire actual, like, singers, no?
We had to
acting as well.
Musical theatre school for 3 years. It's fine. We've got it. It's good. We're done.
That's all you need for the game. We're pretty easy to please. As long as there's continuity. We discovered that already, right? All right. Well, it looks like we've got a couple of questions from the chat here, but let's see. So from Saint Mordecai asked Poe. Okay, so he just said that we just actually confirmed that Poe and Munro the musical confirmed. Also, any future love streams? They know the inside joke, is what I'm told. Any future love streams? He had it in quotations.
I mean, I forget everything, so I'm not the right person to ask.
I guess they don't get the joke.
I think there was a typo on Twitter when we said we were going to do a live stream, and one of us typed the love stream or something like that, and then that kind of trended for a brief moment.
I can see that, yeah.
We'll do anything the fans want.
I won't.
And she's like, I won't.
We did do FMB.
Like, protect myself as a woman.
We did something called FMV Love, where we had actors streaming FMV games.
Yes.
So there's that as well. So I think Leah already said about maybe streaming Poe and Munro, but you can see what my internet connection's like it. So
I know I would love to see that. Shoot, I cancel my streams when you're doing something like that because I have to be there 100% in person experiencing it. It's an ephemeral thing for me, you know. Like I want to be there as it's happening and have my own experience when it's a live stream like that. So
I don't know. I can have Klemens and Leah play Poe and Munro live. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
That would be too much of us because people are already going to be seeing us so much in the game. So it should be someone else playing.
Yeah, mainly people have been playing other people's games, as it were. They played other parts, like Rupert and Rosa played Dr. Decker, so they weren't in it. So it's but I mean, Klemens and Leah did play Summer Shapeshift, but they didn't really get through to their characters.
Yeah, that was where I was like, oh, I need him to get to this part. It would be so cute to see you two see it on screen. Because I think, was that the first time you played it? The terror? Well, that's for us behind the screen to have fun with. Yeah. Like, oh, look, this is good.
But we've got that Christmas thing as well that we did for Adventure Gamers last year. So
yes.
There's definitely people who haven't seen that. That's quite cool. We'll repost that again for December.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, people can enjoy that this time around, but.
Let's see. And Vaz asks, are we going to see a lot of familiar faces from Dr. Decker or Shapeshifting Detective making an appearance in Poe and Munro?
Yes.
Yeah, you got these two,
right?
For sure. And then there's Ashton, obviously is coming back as Violet. And other than that, it's Rachel, who she's been in games, our daughter, so she's in it as well. But no. Because it was set as a prequel, it was difficult to get people back in.
Sure.
Because obviously it's happened beforehand, so the Tower Readers and all that kind of stuff, we couldn't really have those back.
Yeah.
DuPont was the only person. I did talk to Rupert about that, and we could have we could probably have done something there, but really, yeah, we just we didn't want to kind of bring anyone. We want to try and keep this as a standalone.
Right.
So yeah, it was even having Violet in it. When you play the game, we've had to do things to make that work. Yeah, because Violet doesn't really know Poe. Poe doesn't really know Violet. So there's a bit of a weird switch that goes on there.
Whenever Munro and Violet meet, I have other things to do. Very and it never gets to meet fun.
If we caught that one part in the trailer, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what's going on. I already see the little lulls going up. Like, yeah, no, we caught that. We were wide-eyed for that one, for sure.
We definitely want to work with more people that we've worked with again. So Pocket Dreadfuls, other F&V games as we go forward. Yeah, we'll be seeing more and more people, which is like, it's great, but also sucks for everyone who's trying to get in, who wants to be an F&V game, because it means we'll be casting less and less potentially new people all the time. So it's definite balance you need, but it would be good to have a good mix of both.
It sounds like a good problem to have, though, to have like that many people that are willing to lend their talents to you over and over again. That's got to, you know what I mean? Like
I'm not saying they're willing to do it.
Well, I would imagine they auditioned and showed up. That shows that their willingness to be a part of it for sure.
We had over 1,000 auditions though for Poe and Munro, so it was good. Sorry, applicants, not auditions, but applicants. Yeah. So it was good. I think I think it's definitely we'll be able to fill a team if we needed to. Hopefully.
That's great. No, I can't wait, you guys. I really can't. Like, I've been a huge FMV fan for longer than I'm going to tell you guys. Let's just put it that way. Well, maybe I could tell you. I'll tell you later on. We might have been playing on the same length of time there. But yeah, this is just a thrill for me to get to talk to you guys. So I really do appreciate it. I appreciate your time, and I want to be respectful of it because I do see that we're at right about an hour that I've had you. So what we're going to do is go ahead and play that part of not Dr. Decker. We were just talking about that of Poe and Munro. The first choice you get to make in Poe and Munro. So what's going to happen is I'm going to and then whichever one wins is going to be the video that I show. You're not going to get to see all three of them. Sorry about it. So choose wisely. Let's play some Poe and Munro.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe
And Munro.
You guys are cheating. Everybody choose it just enough so it's 33%. So I'm going to choose which one that you do then, since y'all can't make up your mind.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe
And Munro.
You can never find the right button, Poe.
Not at all. I'm merely demonstrating that this shows the cat's meow. And on that note...
Dark Nights.
With Poe and Munro.
You guys are killing me, yo. I can't believe you guys all did a three-way tie with that. Never in a million years did I think that was going to happen. So guess what? You got Cat. You would have picked Cat as well? All right, cool. Well, that was the very first choice that you get to make in Poe and Munro. Thank you so much for allowing me to show that here on stream. That was really cool. Even if they did play wrong. Well, before I let you all go, is there anything else maybe that you want to plug outside of Poe and Munro that you would like people to be following you on? I was planning on running your socials and chat and stuff like that, if that was okay. Have people follow you on the Twitterverse and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, usually on Twitter. Anything that I'm allowed to talk about, I'll put on Twitter or my website. So it's gonna be there.
There we go. There's that. And I don't know. I know. Is it okay if I know that you have your own business, Leah? Is that okay to share that Instagram for Wrap It Like Leah?
Yeah, of course you can. I have a market tomorrow, actually. So, share away. I don't mind.
Perfect. Go check that out. I was flipping through those. Those are really cool. Do you hand make all of those or sew?
They're all made from offcuts of fabric. So I go and source out offcuts and leftover fabrics, and then I sit on my sewing machine and I make them, and then you just wear them.
They were so cute. That's really cool. All right. And then here is the socials for Poe and Munro. So definitely check that out because they are projective Q1 2020 is what I'm hearing right now. Obviously, you guys know. And that could change, but definitely be following their socials so you can keep up to date. And go wish list it on Steam right now, guys. You can totally do that. I've just linked Dark Nights with Poe and Munro. Go wish list it on Steam so you're notified at the instant that the game is ready and available for you to go play. And I'm also going to put your regular Twitter, Leah, because I heard we're supposed to bully you into being more social on Twitter. So there we go. Get you going on the social media.
True. I don't really do social media. It's not really my thing.
Moffat wants to say, let us know when you do the Just Dance stream, Leah.
I don't really understand what that is, but of course. I'll put it on the social media stuff. I'll do it.
Well, we'll send all that kind of just like one step at a time.
So popular.
It really, well, it is a great game. I mean, they come out with one every year, actually. So you could buy like one of them and have all of them, basically, is how it works. It seems you just pay and then you get all of them from up that. So it'll be the second Tuesday of next week. That's supposed to be always your answer, Leah. Second Tuesday of next week.
What is?
Your Just Dance stream.
Oh,
So if anybody asks you.
Second Tuesday of next week.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Does that mean there's more than? I don't get it.
I think that was like there is no second Tuesday, so that is their way of saying never. Never gonna happen. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I won't keep you any longer. I really do appreciate it. Guys, go wishlist Poe and Munro. I'm going to go ahead and let them go. Thank you all for watching and coming out. I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Buy the game.
Buy the game. Yes. Wishlist it. Go do it. Do the thing.
Tweet us and stuff. You know, tweet and the follow and the tagging and the stuff. You do that.
All good.
I nailed that.
Nailed it.
Smashed it.